Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will learn how we can create a registration form or login form with the help of HTML forms. So you can open any editor. For example, I have opened Visual Studio Code, or you can open any editor you like. Create a new file. Okay, suppose name of the file is registration. So I will create a registration form, and you will learn how you can create different uh, input controls. How can you define different input controls on this registration form? So it's very simple. So first of all, just wait and give some title to the page form. For example, registration page. Okay, and in the body section, so I will suppose I have written this h1. So fill the form for registration. I will use tables and forms to create a form. So open with the, just right click, open with live server. Just wait for it to be opened. So this is my page, registration page. So I will create a new form here. Fill the form for registration. For creating a form, I will use form tag, and here I will use table tag. So I will use table to create a form. So table row, and in this table row I will define two columns. So first I will use label tag, and here I will write username, and I will use input type equals to text, okay. Just save it, refresh your page, and see, you can see username and text box. This is the label, and this is the input type equals to text. For label you will use this label tag, and in the label tag I have defined username. Whatever I write here, you will see in the output username, and input type equals to text. It is for the text box. It is for the text box. I am using table because if I use table, I will see a proper formatting. Now this is the one row. You can copy it and paste it, and here I will use another label. I will use password. Just save it. Now open the form. So it's very easy to create a form. I simply copy paste these rows, copy paste it, and will change the form according to my choice. Fine. So I can enter the username, I can enter the password. But see, there is one problem. If I enter the password, I can see the password. So I must change this field. I must change this input type equals to text to input type equals to password. Now see the output again. Refresh it. Username is this and password C. Now password is hidden. The password is not visible to anyone because input type is password. I have used input type is equals to password. Fine. So similarly you can copy this row and paste it, and now I can write confirm password, save it, refresh it. See how easy it is to create a input form. I have used table for proper formatting. This is one row of a table, and in a particular row of a table there are two fields, there are two columns, one column, second column. Fine. So this column I am using for label and this column I am using for input type. I have used input type text, input type password and input type. Fine. So I have used two input types, input type text and input type password. Now similarly again copy. So see how easy it is to create a form. Here I can write date of birth, and for date of birth I will use input type equals to date. So if I use input type equals to date, see it will show you the calendar from where you can select the date of birth. If you have any query, if you have any doubt that how to use tables in HTML, I will provide you the link of tables in the description box. So from here you can change the date. Fine. So this field is date of birth and input type is date. I am using one label and I am using input type equals to date. So see how easy it is to use. Fine. For email, suppose I want to create a email and I want email field above this field, date of birth field. So I will insert new row above this date of birth row. So simply paste it, and here I can write email and input type will be email. Fine. So refresh it and email, you can write email. Fine. I will explain the validations later. So input type is email, so here you can enter only email. Fine. So see how easy it is to create a form. Fine. So far I have discussed input type text, input type password, input type email, input type date and one label. Fine. So next I will use let me again copy, and now I will use radio button. So label, here I will write gender. Fine. And input type will be, so inside this column I will use to radio, input type equals to radio, and here I will write male, input type equals to radio, I will write female, save it, refresh it. So gender, in the second column here in this row, in this gender row, I have used, in the second column I have used two radios. Fine. See, in the second column, this second column, I have used two radio. Input type equals to radio male and input type equals to radio female. Okay. But if I select, see, this is the problem. I can select both, but this should not be the case in case of radio box. It must select only one value. For this, I need to group this. I need to group these radio buttons. So I will use name field and set the name field of both the input controls to same. So name, you can write anything. I am doing the grouping of this radio box. So name is equals to G. Now refresh it. Now see, I can select only one field from here because I have grouped these radio buttons. Name is same in these radio buttons are grouped now. So I have created a field for gender. Now next thing what I can do, for example, let me create another row and I will create a field for qualification. Fine. So label, here I will write qualification. For qualification I will use drop down list. So inside another column, so this is the column, I will create drop down list. For creating drop down list you will use select tag, and here I will specify the options. For example, I can write like this. Okay, and copy it, and you can create multiple options. You can create multiple options. For example, qualification is BCA. Simply copy it. So I am creating a drop down list. Similarly, you can create MCA, PGDCA. You can create as many options you want. BSc, again copy, and MSc. So 5 options I have created. So how to create a drop down? In the second column I have used select tag. See, I have used select tag, and in the under select tag I am using option tag. Option tag is used to provide the values in the drop down list. So refresh it. So see, here I need to select qualification. I can select any qualification. Fine. Here you can also write, please select your degree. You can write like this. Fine. And you can even give 2 more options. Copy it and again paste it, and here you can write others. Refresh it. So please select degree and see, drop down list has been created. Fine. Similarly, you can create another row. Let me copy some row from here. So okay, I have copied it. So I am going to create another row, and here please upload your photograph or resume. You can write anything. So I will use input type equals to file. Now see the page. So please upload your photograph, and here I can select any file from my system. Fine. So for that I have used input type equals to file. input type equals to file I have used. So these are some important input types. Input type equals to file, input type date, input type email, input type text, input type password, input type radio. So see how easy it is to create a registration form using HTML. Fine. I am not using CSS right now. I will use CSS for styling this registration form in the coming lectures, but for right now you can create a simple form. Now what I will do, I will create a button. Now I will create button. So I will create another row. So here I will use input type equals to submit. So see the output. So this is the submit button. Fine. So you can create a button also, and suppose I will use call span. For input type equals to submit, refresh it. And I will close this TD tag. So this is my registration page. Fine. See, I have used input type text, password, email, input type date, drop down list I have used select tag, input type file, input type time. So this is how you can create a registration form with the help of HTML. So it's very easy. So it's better if you design your registration form using tables, because it will give you the proper formatting. See all the fields that are on this page are in proper format. Fine. So you can give a proper formatting. So this is the registration form. If you have any query regarding how to create a registration form, it is just for beginners. I just want to explain the uses of these controls, these input types. We will create a registration form with CSS in the coming lectures. That's all for this lecture. So thank you for watching.